Crafty Friends, I found the most beautiful sublimation blanks on Amazon. Hey there, Crafty Friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a project together. Best part of this project is that it involves sublimation. So next Saturday is Oscar's birthday. It's on the 17th. We're doing like a little surprise birthday party for him. I mean, he knows that there's a party going on for him, but he doesn't know what we're gonna do at the party, which I can't say because he's probably watching this YouTube video right now. Oscar's turning the big 40. He hates parties and hates like attention being on him, but I think every birthday should be celebrated, especially your big 40th. Now, Oscar does share his birthday weekend with his father, but unfortunately his dad passed away years ago. So me and my brother and sister-in-law decided that we were gonna do a birthday party, but also have a very special area in the birthday party as a heavenly birthday memorial for his father. I think it's gonna be so special to the whole family. Mind you, Oscar is one out of 6 brothers and sisters, so I have everything envisioned in my head, but I wanted something that all of the brothers and sisters could take home. I thought long and hard. I used my crafty brain, and then I thought it would be amazing to do something that they could place in their homes, in their living rooms, in their family rooms. First I was thinking of like a little frames with like a picture, but then I got my creative juices flowing and I'm like, hello, I have a whole craft room. I have an Epson with sublimation ink in it. I think it's time to get crafty. And so I went on Amazon and it was really scary because there were so many bad reviews on different type of brands when it comes to these little plates. So I'm really praying that this comes out great. Wish me luck and let's do this project together. Alrighty, so another thing I really like about these slates is the box that it comes in. Let's go ahead and open it. Super sturdy box too. I'm actually extremely impressed by this. It brings 2 little wedges. Protection. And look at this. Actually heavy. I'm so curious. Let's see. Alright, so this beautiful little slate weighs 8.3 ounces. So when I tell you it's like amazing quality, it really looks it. Now, of course, we're going to find out now if it's really good at sublimation. Let's see if this play is really worth it. But let's zoom into all the details. Look at that stone looking thing. It looks so gorgeous. The back is just a flat stone color. Look at this. I am so excited. One piece of advice I could always give you is never trust what it says on Amazon or on the websites. I always like to measure myself, especially since we're going to be doing the design together on Canva. So I'm going to go ahead with my tape measure and let's see what we're working with. So we got a solid 5 inches and we have 3 inches as well. It's a little over 3, but to play safe, our design could be like about 3 inches. Alrighty, so now let's go to the computer. So here we are in canva.com. I love using Canva for all of my designs. So let me show you how I did this one. It was actually very simple. I do want to say I do have the pro plan. I do think it's worth it. But okay, moving forward. So we're going to do the custom size. We're going to make sure it's on inches. Don't leave it on pixels. And we're going to plug in our slate size, which is 5 by 3. And once you're done doing that, go ahead and click create new design. It's going to bring you up to a brand new page. And that square that we're going to see now, that 5 by 3 is a pre-made. So just think of your slate as that big box right there. So this is what you get to decorate, okay? Well, it's not really decorating, it's more about designing, but okay. So we're gonna click on the upload section. I'm went ahead and just uploaded a pretty good quality picture of Oscar's dad. This picture was messed with because it was a really old picture, so it kind of looks more cartoonish, I guess you could say, with the filters that they tried recovering this photo, but still looks pretty good. So using my pro plan membership benefits, I went ahead and removed the background. I started stretching it out. I kind of wanted the face to be like the focus of the whole plate, right? And the picture that was given, his head is kind of cut off because of how the picture was taken, so I really had to like zoom in him, and I think it kind of worked out for the better anyways. Now I wanted to do a background first, like angelic-y, like heaven, but then again I heard so many stories that he loved the ocean and fishing, so I went ahead and started looking for a background that didn't look like a vacation, but looked like a nice peaceful type of beach background because he was a fisherman in his day. It's just little details, guys, just, you know, it makes the whole thing just pull together better. I saw this one. I thought this was beautiful. I had a lot of blue skies. The water looked very like calm, so I thought this was like a really good one. I was a little bit worried because I thought it was contrasting too much with his photo, but you'll see what happens next, don't worry.
Which, by the way, I definitely want to do a whole YouTube tutorial just on Canva basics and kind of like all the little nicks and gadgets, because there's a lot of things that you could do in Canva. It's just we don't really know it all until we figure it out. Just know that Canva is really similar to Photoshop when it comes to layers. Layering is very important. So if you guys notice, when you right click, you could either send the image above the background image or do vice versa. So always be mindful about what's on top and what's bottom pretty much. Here I'm in the text field. I got this really nice quote I found online, and I'm just playing with fonts. Don't be scared to mix up fonts, by the way. I love a really nice script and then a really clean regular font. Sometimes it works well and sometimes it doesn't, but just play with this. This is your design. Just play with it and see what you like. So I'm really happy with the way it was looking already here, but just know it's extremely normal for you to go back and forth and change things over and over again. I still do this to this day. I'm very detailed when it comes to my design, so if it looks off or if it's not going the way I wanted to, I could honestly spend like a whole hour just designing. I love this process. So yeah, so now we're working on my uncle's design. So I was lucky to find a really good like professional photograph. And I did the same concept that I did for Oscar's dad. I put his image on the front. I found a different type of beachy, like very heavenly type of background, and I ended up using it for both of them. They were both really big sea people and ocean people. So a little pro tip here, remember that this design is for a plate that's only 5x3. So don't be scared to use like bigger fonts and play with the fonts and space them out, because even though on your screen on Canva it looks pretty big and blown up because we have it zoomed in, keep in mind, of course, that the plate is actually very small. So don't be scared of doing big fonts. Don't be scared of getting creative here. Just take your time, do what you think looks nice. And this one I did mix a couple of different fonts. I think it looks great like this. Now once you're all done, you're going to go ahead and do a quick run through, see if everything looks good. We're going to go ahead and click on the button that says share, and I want you guys to get used to using it on PDF, best for printing. Okay, so hit download. Make sure you don't have the PNG. Make sure you change that to PDF, best for printing, and then go ahead and download it. And remember, when you're ready to print, make sure that you have it on the Sublimation printer settings. Per usual, this is my secret sauce when it comes to sublimation. It all has to do with the quality of what you're working with. I cannot say better things about Hippo ink. I've used them since I first started. I have never even thought about looking at a different brand. All of my sublimation prints always come out beautiful and so vibrant. And then for sublimation paper today, I am using A-Sub. A-Sub is definitely something that I've used since the beginning of time too. But I will tell you, I have a really interesting YouTube video coming up. We're going to be testing out about 4 different types of sublimation papers from different brands. Make sure that you're subscribed so you could definitely see that video coming up. Alrighty, now this is the fun part. So it's time to press. Since this is sublimation, I don't have to use my Cricut whatsoever. I could have technically printed both of these in one sheet. I should have probably done that, but learn from my mistakes. It's okay. So just with a pair of scissors, we're just gonna cut. It does not have to be perfect at all. Just obviously try not to cut your actual design, right? And remember, if you're seeing this reversed right now, like the wording, the picture, that is good, okay? When it comes to sublimation, everything has to be flipped. If not, when we press it, it's gonna press as if it's like kind of reversed, not how it's supposed to read out. Remember, the reason why we do this is because in the sublimation world, we're pressing down, okay? It's not like when we're using like DTF that's facing up and the heat transfers through the back. Sublimation, the ink is on top of the paper and we need to press down. That's why we do this, okay? So I got my first one. It's actually really hurting my feelings that I wasted another sheet of paper, but it's okay. We have my Uncle Gilbert there, and we have Oscar's dad in a beautiful design that we came up with together. So I'm gonna go ahead and start seeing if this fits. Yep, perfect fit. As you guys can see here, see? Make sure also, I mean, for this type of blank, it doesn't matter whether it's this way or that way. But in the future, if you're working with different blanks, always make sure that you have the right side up. In this case, it does not matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my other one.
so I wanted to bring you guys in a little bit closer, right? So this is also very important. This is some heat resistant tape. I have a way better tape dispenser. It's just that my mom is using it right now. She's doing some tumblers. So I'm using my little old school one. It still works great, but I like the other one. Kind of gives more precise cuts. So about 4 pieces of tape is perfect. We don't have to go crazy with tape. For this project, I'm definitely using my HTV Raw Auto Heat Press. I am obsessed with this thing. This is actually my second one. One wasn't enough, so I went ahead and I was able to get another one. So right now I have the temperature at 400 degrees Fahrenheit since we're sublimating. And I have it at the max seconds, which is 199. This is not gonna only press for 199 seconds. We're gonna have to press about 3 times, which is why the tape is so important. Now this is just some parchment paper because we do need to always make sure that we're protecting our heat press because we don't want any of that sublimation ink to run. This right here is an extra that I added to this heat press. Since this is an auto heat press, you can adjust the pressure, even though I think it comes with great pressure already. But I love this silicone mat that I got through Amazon. Don't worry, I'll link everything below because it gives it that extra pretty much adjustment that it needs, right? So it's really good for sublimation. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 piece of the parchment paper. It's very hot, it's at 400 degrees. I'm gonna make sure that I have one of my plates here and one of my plates here. I'm also gonna make another video of trying to do this with my sublimation oven. I wonder if it'll also be really good. So since my heat press is already ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and just take this right in and hit the green R, which just means that it's preheated at the temperature and the set time. And ladies and gentlemen, that is why it's called an auto heat press. As you saw, I just clicked the button and it automatically closed. Once this is done, it will automatically open as well. So now we're just waiting and I am so eager to see the results. This is my second press already. So only 1 press away. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I really hope this comes out good. Good quality. I just hope it sublimates well. I guess we're gonna find out. I am so excited. We only have 10 seconds left, so I'm praying that this comes out beautiful, please. Caution, this is going to be extremely hot. What I usually do is I try to grab whatever I'm sublimating with the parchment paper, but these blocks are very heavy. So this is probably not the best idea, and I don't have my gloves on me. Okay guys, I'm bringing the whole mat over here. Oh my god, it's hot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at my Uncle Gilbert. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. Hold on. I gotta see Oscar's dad now. Oh my god, it's looking so... Oh my god, it's hot. Look at this. Wait, why is my brightness so high? Sorry guys, I feel like the brightness of my camera light was so high. Wow. Oh my god, I am so happy with this product. Look at this. Ooh. Oh, it's hot. Okay. I cannot with how beautiful these came out. Are you guys seeing this? Oh my god. These sublimated so well. I cannot say more how beautiful this came out. Look at Oscar's dad. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sublimation blanks. Like, I am so happy with this. My family is going to be so happy. Oscar's family is going to be so happy with this. The quality is amazing. It's sublimated so nicely. The ink deposit was great as well. I made 2 beautiful plaques. I think this is a beautiful project.